Is Mark Vientos the right decision for the New York Mets to be the DH? This is all things Mets. This is where you get your latest Mets media. Everything you know about the Mets on this channel. Definitely do me a favor, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Let's get into a little bit about Mark Vientos and the DH situation and what's the latest on with Mark Vientos, David Stearns, and the DH situation. Now, I know a lot of people want Jorge Soler, JD Martinez, a CJ Cron, a Eddie Rosario, somebody different to be the DH. But apparently, the Mets really want to stay with their internal guys, and they really want to give Mark Vientos a chance, to be the full-time DH or to be the DH in 2024. And this is really disappointing. This is really, really disappointing because we saw Mark Vientos last year. He got a little bit of run. I know Buck Showalter didn't really give him a lot. They didn't really trust him to play a lot, and he didn't really get a big chance. He was always, sitting down, and then he came up. So it was like he was on the bench. He was batting. He was in the lineup. It wasn't good. This guy, Mark Vientos, is a guy, he's young. He plays every day. This guy is a guy that played every single day for his whole life. And, when he came up to the majors, the Mets didn't really have a everyday role for him. But now in 2024, it seems like David Stearns is really wants to give this guy a chance to be the full-time DH. And we don't know what Mark Vientos is going to do as the full-time DH. We know that in 2024, he's gonna be in the lineup. He's gonna get a chance. He's gonna definitely get a chance to be the DH of the New York Mets. We'll see in spring training a little more about Mark Vientos. But just in general, this guy in 2023 batted .219, with 9 home runs. This guy, I know he didn't have a lot of burn. The Mets did not give him a lot of burn. Buck Showalter, like I said, did not really trust him that much in that role. But Mark Vientos, is this the guy? Is this the answer for the Mets? Is this the guy you want behind Pete Alonso? Is this the guy to protect Pete Alonso in the lineup? I don't know. I don't think this is the guy. I personally would go with another guy like maybe a CJ Cron, maybe a Jorge Soler, maybe a JD Martinez, maybe somebody different, because it doesn't make sense why, you're giving Mark Vientos this chance. Look, I get it. I know that the young guys need to play. I know that David Stearns wants the young guys to play. He wants to trust these guys. He wants to see what he has in these guys. I completely get that. But, you're already going to give Beatty a chance. You're already, going to give young players a chance. This is the time to go for a guy like a Jorge Soler. Go for a guy like a CJ Cron. The Mets haven't had a DH that, they haven't really had a DH, guy that can be behind Alonso, that can protect Alonso. Mark Vientos, I'm sorry. This guy is not the answer. Listen, I know that Mark Vientos, he's working hard in the offseason on his defense and, his swing as well. But his swing, me personally, what I've seen from him in 2023, his swing is too long for me. I think his swing is too long. Yes, he has power. I'm not going to say Mark Vientos doesn't have power. But is this the guy that you want behind Pete Alonso? Is this the guy that you want? Me personally, I don't want this guy. I don't want this guy, Pete Alonso. I don't want him behind Pete Alonso. I do not want this guy behind Pete Alonso. I really think that the Mets, missed an opportunity to get a guy like Jorge Soler, to get a guy like, a CJ Cron, a JD Martinez, somebody that can protect Alonso, because it's not going to be Mark Vientos, man. Let me know what you guys think about Mark Vientos in the DH situation. But I'll tell you this, man. From what I've seen, what I've heard, this looks like Mark Vientos is going to be the DH. He looks like he's going to get the full run, the full-time, DH spot. If I don't know if anything is going to change, but spring training is just 20 days away. We need to get a full-time DH. The Mets have needed a power guy in the lineup for so long, for so many years, ever since the DH came out, ever since the DH came to the National League. But come on, why not give Mark Vientos, okay, I get it. I get this guy is, he has some talent. He's young. I understand all of that. But is this the guy that you want? I don't know. I personally do not want this guy in the big time spot behind Pete Alonso. When you look at a lineup, when you look at baseball, when you look at a Kyle Schwarber, a DH, with the Phillies, that's a guy you want behind Pete Alonso. That's a guy you want behind Bryce Harper. Somebody that has power. Somebody that, you can trust to hit you a big bomb. To put some pressure on the pitcher. Is Mark Vientos gonna put pressure on this pitcher? I don't know. I really don't think so. I don't think Mark Vientos is gonna put pressure or any fear in any of the pitchers' minds. I don't think that's gonna happen. But if you would have got a guy like Jorge Soler, if you would have got a guy like JD Martinez, and I know that the Mets are waiting for the prices to drop for JD Martinez and Jorge Soler if it drops dramatically. But I don't see that happening. I know Jorge Soler is 31 years old, but this is a guy who can get you 36 home runs guaranteed, 30 plus home runs guaranteed. JD Martinez is a guy that's 38 years old. He's old, but he can still bat. He can still swing it, man. You saw what he did with the Dodgers last year. This guy is very capable of hitting home runs. So when you think of, protecting Alonso in the lineup, putting somebody, to protect Alonso, and you're going to stay with Mark Vientos as the option? I really don't think this is a good idea. I really do not think this is a good idea. I'm not the biggest fan of Mark Vientos. I'm not going to say I'm the biggest fan of Mark Vientos, but this is not a good idea. And me personally, I hope he proves me wrong. I hope in 2024 he comes out, skyrocketing. I hope he comes out shooting. I hope he hits the ball so hard, hits it out of the park. I hope he hits 25 plus home runs, and bats 260, 270. I would love to see that, but I don't see that happening. I don't see that happening with Mark Vientos, man. Especially his swing. His swing is too long, man. He got to cut down on that swing because it's just going to be, pitchers are just going to take advantage of that long swing. So we'll see what happens with Mark Vientos. We'll see what happens with the DH situation. But that is my opinion on the Mark Vientos, the DH situation. I want to hear your opinions. I want to hear what you think about the DH situation, what you think about Mark Vientos as a player, as a potential DH for 2024. Or do you trust this guy? Do you want this guy in the spot? Or would you rather have a guy like CJ Cron, like Jorge Soler, like a JD Martinez, like a Eddie Rosario, somebody different? Let me know. If you guys have any other external options as well, let me know. But I feel like those options are, probably the only options that you could have really had as the DH for the Mets, But at the end of the day, I want to hear from you guys. So let me know what you guys think about this situation, because I really do not like Mark Vientos in this big spot. He doesn't put pressure on any pitchers. He doesn't scare any pitchers. So why have this guy get the spot? That's my take on that. Let me know what you guys think. Definitely do me a favor. If you enjoy Mets content and baseball content in general, definitely do me a favor. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And if you enjoyed the video, definitely, just tell me you enjoyed the video. Tell me what you guys think. And yeah, man, I am out of here. I love you guys so much. I appreciate you guys. Got more videos on the way. Got more streams on the way. So stay tuned. LFGM for life. You know the vibes. Stay blessed.